Welcome back. All right, so we've got game one of the World Junior Championships in the book between the Czech Republic and Slovakia, or Czechia. Czechia, Czech Republic. I've seen in the comments some prefer one, some prefer the other. To me, it doesn't make a big difference. Czechia seems to be what they're going with, so it's all fine. So Slovakia last had a bronze medal in 2015. Czechia last had a bronze medal in 2005. So these are two countries that are looking to make some headway here. Good early back and forth. The Czechs get the first shot at a minute and a half, and the Czechs would get a lot of shots in this game. Although, I have to say the shot totals varying wildly during the game, where I saw shots being taken away, shots being added. I have no idea. So the shot count might not be as accurate as in other games. So good forecheck by the Czechs early on. Be a lot of that. Kulich with a net drive. That shakes him up, but he stays in the game. Slovakia actually opens the scoring at 3:20. It's Petrovsky from Sikora and Dvorsky. That was only their second shot. The Czechs had 5. So in terms of goaltending, the game really did favor the Slovakians. But yeah, that's where we were at. Petrovsky, he turns 18 tomorrow, so he gets himself a birthday present with that goal there. Kulich misses one high on a rush. The Czechs press at 5 minutes. Stumpel nearly makes it 2-0. And then Kešlík does. He makes it 2-0 for Slovakia at 5:57 from Mikluka and Petrovsky. And that's not a great goal on Bednash there. That was only the 4th shot too, and you really need a save. Both of the goals didn't look fantastic. It is junior age, so the goaltending isn't going to be National Hockey League level, but you really do need a save there. Lekotsi, to this point, was the best goaltender of the game between he and Bednash, and it wasn't really close. Lekotsi is the reason this game stays close, to be honest. So Slovakia nearly makes it 3-0 at the 8-minute mark. Kulich then has a net drive that deflects out. Ketch then with a one-timer, or Czech, I guess is Czech with a one-timer. And that's saved by Lekotsi. The Czechs press with 6.5 minutes left. Mishak couldn't bury one. He had a very good game. Almost wore a Montreal hat, but since the player of the game was a Columbus prospect, I thought, no, we're Columbus. But Mishak had a good game. So Kulich has a net drive. That I already got that part. Czechs with a 3-on-2, then that misfires. They were the better team. Honestly, the Czechs were the better team for large stretches of that first period, but they're down by 2. There's a near miss for Kešlík then as Slovakia presses with 1:24 left. The Czechs get a power play. There's a shorthanded rush by Demick, I should say. Kulich then has a chance that's held. We get some pushing. The Czechs were looking for a buzzer beater. It does not go. So to start the second period, Slovakia finishes that kill, allows 4 shots. So it's a good power play, just can't beat Lekotsi. The Czechs press once they're back to 5-on-5, and they hit a post. They don't give up. So it becomes 2-1 Slovakia as the Czechs get on the board. It's Rysavy from Mensik at 2:22. And the result of a really strong shift in forecheck. Honestly, not much chance for Lekotsi on that one. Czechs then look for the tie, but the Slovaks come out with a power play shortly thereafter. There was a shorthanded Jiricek fast break that was saved. And that was the 21st shot of the game for the Czechs to 8 thus far for Slovakia. That power play is killed off, 2 shots allowed by the Czechs. Czechs then draw a power play themselves. Spacek has a blast that's saved. That power play is killed off. It allows 2 shots. Svozil then has a chance that's blocked. Slovakia clears it out. Fife with the net feed, that's blocked on a rush. The shots halfway through the period are 11-2 for the Czechs. And then it's tied up as Gut gets a goal. Now that goal may change. Last I checked, they're still giving it to Gut. It may change. I believe Kulich may end up getting the goal from, anyways, it's Gut from Kulich and Mishak at 13:21 officially right now. That was the 30th shot of the game for the Czechs that ties it up, Slovaks with 11. So again, this is really the Czechs taking control and just throwing everything at the net. Slovakia tries to answer, ends up hitting the side of the net. Svozil shot blocking now. Puck deflects out off of him. There's a near miss by Ivan as the Czechs press. The name Ivan is probably the best name I've ever heard in hockey. It's up there. It's up there because the kid's born. Last name's Ivan, and his first name, I don't know, Ivan, I guess. So, and it's Ivan, right? And at least that's how we pronounce it. So the Czechs would get a lead. It's not Ivan that gets it. It's actually Sapovalev from Urban and Machura at 17:35. Now, of course, Sapovalev is a prospect for the Vegas Golden Knights, so he puts the Czechs in the lead. And it was on a 2-on-1, and he buried the rebound. The Czechs then looked for another. Mishak with a net feed, near miss there. And in the final 2 minutes, it's all Czechs. So they're up 3-2 after 2 periods, and it felt like the better of the two teams was the one with the lead. Third period, early press by the Czechs. Slovakia presses back at 2.5 minutes. Bednar holds there. Mishak was then denied on a rush. Ivan denied as well shortly after that. Then Juracek had a point shot saved as the Czechs are pressuring yet again. Strong checking at both ends by the Czech Republic / Czechia. And then they get a 4-2 lead at 7:56. And it's Mishak with the goal from Gut. So they're up 4-2. It's wired. It's a turnover. They were pressuring the Slovakian defense throughout this game. Just absolutely relentless. And you feel like, hey, so that's the 40th shot. Slovakia has 16. They're up by 2. There should be no danger to the Czechs in this game. But there was. Kashlik has a net drive that's defended. The Czechs clear it out. Hamera with a net drive that deflects out. They're shoving after a save at the Slovak net. We get 2 minutes of 4-on-4 with 9:44 left as the referees decide they've had enough of the shoving after the whistle. We get a crossbar for Rasavi on a rush, shoving after another Slovakian save, and the Slovaks come out with a power play with 7:05 left, and this is where the Czechs get themselves in some trouble. As now Bednash looked settled since that rough first period, but it doesn't help when it's 1 minute and 8 seconds of 5-on-3 that follows shortly thereafter. It looked like a trip initially, but they call a cross-check. So either way, it's a 5-on-3 and it takes 9 seconds. 9 seconds for Slovakia to make him pay. So it's Petrovitsky from Dvorsky at 13:56. So Petrovitsky, and if you remember, hey, Petrovicki, isn't it? No, that was Robert Petrovicki. You're thinking of Petrovitsky for this one. So we have 1:51 left on the power play. We get shoving after a Bednash hold. There's a near miss by Makluka. Dvorsky had a near miss as well. And then we get an 18-second 5-on-3 because of a delayed game call. So just a rough period thus far for the penalty kill for the Czechs. Now they're going 5-on-3 again. Juracek is the first one out of the box. He gets a break. He was denied on that break by Lakotsi. And then a power play goal. It is a tying goal, 4-4 at 16:48. It's Kashlik from Petrovsky, and it's on a turnover. It's another one where it's a rebound. It's buried. And then the Czechs try to answer, but you're kind of expecting overtime at this point, aren't you? You'd be wrong. It's Sturk that gets the goal from himself. There's still no assist awarded on this one. It's buried on a net drive at 18 minutes and 10 seconds. So all of a sudden, the Czechs are in the lead again, 5-4. In a game that they should be ahead, but because the goaltending's been superior at the Slovakian end, this is still in doubt. It takes until 40 seconds left for the Slovakians to pull the goaltender as the Czechs were doing some very solid forechecking and back-checking to make sure that there weren't any easy plays for Slovakia there. With 22.8 seconds left, Slovakia with a timeout. With 15.4 seconds left, the Czechs ice it. Then we get to a big play. Slovakia not happy with this one. On a face-off, all tied up, well, fall down on your backside, kick the puck over to your guy, the puck goes in the net. The problem is, you're not allowed to do that on a face-off. So because he kicked it over to a teammate from sitting on his backside on the ice, that is a bench minor. That's a delay game. And so with 15.4 seconds left, instead of Slovakia tying it with about 11 seconds left, no time comes off the clock because it's a penalty on the face-off. And now Slovakia is down a man. So what that allows them to do, is they're able to clear the puck out. They do get the goalie pulled to make it a 5-on-5, but they're not able to get that tying goal. So Czech Republic wins this one 1-0, or Czechia wins it 1-0. They go to 1-0 in the tournament. Slovakia 0-1. You look at the shots in the first, 16-6 in favor of the Czechs. In the second period, it was 22-8 in favor of the Czechs. And in the third, the shots were actually 15-14 for Slovakia as they desperately tried everything they could to get the game tied up. They did, and then the Czechs get that 5-4 lead. So your final shots are 52-29 for the Czechs. Bednash saves 25 out of 29. Letkoci saves 47 out of 52, and he's named the player of the game for Slovakia because he has to be. Jurček is the player of the game for the Czech Republic / Czechia in this one. And yeah, so entertaining, fun game to start off the tournament. I'm just watching one game a day and reviewing one game a day during this part of the tournament. And yeah, I thought this would be a fun one, and I was right. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below regarding this game. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.